那现在蓝方秘密也被紫方秘密也被抓掉了。那现在的那个现在状况非常的混乱，不过应该是紫方会险胜。这边狼人应该是杀不掉，因为那个对手紫方的英雄也都过来了。好，那现在杀人数取得4比2，那这个塔应该是不保的。大很冲，要看我们认识他非常冲，他压制性非常强。这个可能是，不过这个真的是他配合上还是有问题。哇，现在蓝方秘密又过来了，不过这个过来可能就太危险了。不过还好，有意识赶快往后退。那上路的雷文应该是那个。上路雷文应该要在满血状况把他杀掉不容易。那现在中塔已经，现在蓝方紫方的中塔已经都被破到这里面了。不过两边的经济差距已经快到10K 了。经济主要的差别会体现在装上面。如果装越好的话，当然那个输出还有那个坦对那个吸收对方攻击的能力也会越强。好，现在那个宁命跑到紫方来，非常大胆，玩得非常危险。好，那这边就是后期苍耳的状况，那个小兵就直接居然是靠小兵把那个塔给拆掉了。哇，那现在紫方感觉像是准备要来拿巴龙了。哇，现在饭来得及吗？来得及回来吗？没有，其实还没有要打，现在还没有说很大的把握。好，现在开始打了，现在开始打巴龙。哇，那个又被抓到了，饭又被抓到了。以前那个饭的那个进场还是稍微急躁了一点点。哇，这边逆命差点被杀掉。逆命刚刚被狼人追杀，不过这边狼人和鳄鱼应该也要受人头。好，那现在杀人数取得了5比1。那以这个局势来看，那个紫方要拿下比赛应该是不成问题的。刚看得很清楚，范是第一个跑进去的。这个情况的确可以先把巴龙给吃掉。好，那现在两边。紫方拿到巴龙的 buff 以后回去整装，待会下一波应该可能就会直接推掉了。身上也有龙 buff， 到后期的那个会能差很多的。所以待会紫方应该会比较压制性的兑现。反倒是蓝方待会防守就至关重要了。那现在紫方准备向前推了。那这是小弟第一次 LL 的直播，所以呢，如果有什么不好错误的地方，也请多包涵一下。待会晚一点就会有那个高阶成员跟我一起，高积分的成员跟我一起做直播了。感谢，因为我自己本身是那个直播心态还比较多。哇，那狼人被抓到，那个的确在有龙 buff 对方有龙 buff 的状态，真的不能打，真的要更加小心。哇，这个格雷夫德里布劳恩直接进来要杀鳄鱼，我还好自己差点送了人头。好，那这个塔 要直接送掉。好，那现在蓝方处于绝对的劣势下面。哇，那个大牛直接冲进来，直接杀掉，直接那个控制住对方的英雄。那现在兵营拆掉了，当兵营拆掉的时候，敌方就会有超级小兵出来，待会可以看一下。那所以说被推掉兵营以后，那个小兵的推荐上会更为的快速。那中路的塔也掉了。好，我们等一下看一下超级小兵有没有出来。现在敌方决定稳扎稳打，好把3路的塔先推掉，而不是先直接去推那个主塔。好，我们现在看一下超级小兵，就是里面这一个，这一个看起来非常大只的，哇，这个感觉像是小号蓝宝啊。哦，开玩笑的。好，那现在我回不来，我画面回不来，现在变得很近。好，那最后一波会战了。最后一波会战的话，应该主方要拿下不成问题啊！我这个画面怎么回不来啊？这太尴尬了。好，回来了。好，那子方应该没问题，可以拿下这场比赛。好，那待会儿就是第2场竞技模式的比赛，各位可以稍微期待一下。滚轮没有，我刚刚就是弄滚轮，然后还是没有办法弄出来。好，那待会儿下一场就是竞技模式，那待会儿可能我就会请高级成员跟我一起做直播，讲一些变角还有选角之类的观念。这我刚自己不太敢讲。好，那各位请稍微休息一下，给大家看一些乱七八糟的影片。
Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight, featuring Varus, the Arrow of Retribution, recorded with help from our newly released Spectator mode. Varus is a mix of a physical ranged carry and caster, adept at whittling down individual targets or assassinating them from afar. Utilizing his mix of persistent and burst damage, Varus is an exceptional addition to any team composition. Varus' passive is Living Vengeance. Every time Varus kills a minion or monster, he gains attack speed for a few seconds. If he kills or assists in the kill of an enemy champion, he gains more attack speed for an even longer duration. Piercing Arrow charges up and then fires a powerful shot that damages all enemies it hits in a line, dealing reduced damage as it passes through more targets. On the first cast of Piercing Arrow, Varus begins drawing back his bow, slowing him and removing his ability to attack. When cast a second time, he fires with bonus damage and bonus range based on how long he was channeling. If you use smart casting, holding down the button will begin the charge and letting go will fire. Silencing or stunning Varus will put the spell on cooldown without firing. If Varus waits too long to fire, the spell goes on cooldown and refunds part of the mana cost. Blighted Quiver passively gives Varus his basic attacks bonus magic damage. They also apply stacks of Blight up to a cap. When any of Varus' active abilities hit an enemy, these stacks explode, dealing damage based on the target's maximum health. Hail of Arrows fires arrows into an area, damaging all enemies they hit. For the next few seconds, enemies in that area are slowed and receive reduced healing. Varus' ultimate is Chain of Corruption. Varus fires out a skill shot nuke that damages and roots the first enemy champion it hits. Immediately after, it attempts to spread to other nearby enemy champions, damaging and rooting them as well. Every time Chain of Corruption spreads, it searches again for new targets, but will never hit a champion more than once. Varus functions exceptionally well in mid lane. Taking early points in Piercing Arrow and Blighted Quiver, try to place stacks on your opponents and then trigger them whenever you can. Doing this will let you whittle down your opponent and win the lane. This gameplay also works well in partnered lanes. Fighting against Caitlyn and Kayle, I constantly apply Blight stacks whenever I can, following up with Piercing Arrow. Finally, Caitlyn gets low enough for me to finish the job. I push the minions to their turret, charge up, and snipe Caitlyn for a long-range kill. As you level up, these combos get easier. Once you reach enough Blight stacks, lock your target down with Chain of Corruption and keep attacking. Toss out Hail of Arrows for the slow as soon as the route ends, and finish off your target with a quickly fired Piercing Arrow. With proper vision, Piercing Arrow can steal important kills from your enemies. I walk across Rise trying to kill the Ancient Golem. After dropping a Sight Ward in the brush, I back off and charge Piercing Arrow. Once I see him start to burst it down for the kill, I shoot off the arrow, stealing away the Golem completely out of range for a counterattack. Flash plus Chain of Corruption lets you pick off running enemies. Basic attacks followed by Piercing Arrow pick up a quick kill. Varus is exceptionally fast at killing Baron Nashor or the dragon. Fire Piercing Arrow immediately after getting 3 Blight stacks. If you time it right, Hail of Arrows can actually trigger 4 stacks. Launch it after reaching 3 and land a basic attack while it's falling. Hail of Arrows will constantly trigger Blight stacks as it hits an enemy, giving you a 4th. In the ensuing team fight, I resort to hitting the tanks first, but save Chain of Corruption until it can spread. Once a Mumu gets pulled away, I target Udyr. I switch focus to him and the corruption spreads to Rise and then the enemy Varus. We take down 4 enemy champions in sequence with no hope for any of them to escape. Varus' long range makes him great at defending capture points in Dominion. As Dr. Mundo and Alistair begin capturing the Boneyard, I charge up Piercing Arrow and interrupt them both. I walk out of range after they stop capturing, but once they turn back in, I head in again for Hail of Arrows. Again, they turn to fight me, so I retreat and charge another Piercing Arrow. Alistair starts another capture, and again, I stop him. Fiora and I then enter in to stop him once more. Fiora falls, but I turn to Dr. Mundo, taking him down by stacking Blight and triggering Piercing Arrow. As Varus is a physical damage dealer, I focus on amplifying that damage as much as possible. For runes, I recommend flat attack damage marks, flat armor seals, magic resist per level glyphs, and flat attack damage quintessences. For masteries, I recommend 22-1-7, taking all the physical damage increasing masteries in offense, mana regeneration in utility, and improving my summoner spells. For summoner spells, I recommend heal and flash, as these spells will help you navigate and survive fights. On Summoner's Rift, I recommend opening with Boots of Speed and 3 health potions, following up with a couple of Doran's Blades, Berserker's Greaves, and a Vampiric Scepter. Then look for significant damage through Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper. From here, look for items like Guardian Angel, Banshee's Veil, and Bloodthirster. In Dominion, a similar build will work well. I recommend Boots of Speed, Prospector's Blade, and 2 health potions. Grab Berserker's Greaves and head for Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Last Whisper, and Sanguine Blade. Round out your build with Odin's Veil or a second Phantom Dancer.
各位再稍等一下，我们分队快要结束了。
Hello and welcome to Potato Monsters League of Legends Top 5 Play Series here on YouTube. My name is Parva and I invite you to take some time out of your day to check out some amazing clips compiled by us and submitted by League players just like yourself. Kickstarting today's episode at our number 5 spot is M4M31355 on Riven, and she's been slowly working down GP's health at top lane when suddenly a stone goes out on Gangplank and he starts to pursue her, so she decides to fight it out due to her obvious advantage, but out of nowhere TF starts supporting in, so she pops her ultimate and bursts down GP right before getting stunned, so she flashes right after him and manages to auto-attack him for the kill. With nowhere to run to, she heads towards blue side, just barely surviving the tower. She rounds his corner to head towards the jungle, but then TF throws out his cards, but with quick reaction, she cues to jump out of the way and survive despite having a wall on one side. With great understanding of her character's limits, N4M picks up a really nice kill and makes an impossible getaway. Well played. Scoring in at 4th place is Cantu Respido on Caitlyn, and right off the bat we see that she's in trouble as Gragas has come to gank and Blitzcrank bails on her. Not knowing what to do, she runs around a bit and then decides to duck into the brush for the time being, but then Gragas charges as she quickly flashes over it into the other brush and heals. Tark lands a stun, then she gets knocked back further by Gragas. She then uses her E to get right behind him as he emerges from the brush, juking him out a second time. She makes a break for the tower, running Tark into her trap along the way, juking out Gragas a 3rd time as she tags him with damage and then puts down a trap and runs away, snaring Gragas as she gets stunned so that the tower finishes him off, and after some confusion from Tark, she grabs the insane turnaround double kill, dem body slam jukes. Coming in at our number 3 spot is Epics playing Nautilus, and we jump straight into